Look out, y'all. Ashley Knuckles, man. Want to do a quick little post-fight video. I know I'm a little late, but fuck it. Jermall Charlo versus Julian Williams. This fight has been talked about for a year. A lot of hang-ups going on in the fight that prolonged the fight. Jermall had to get LASIK surgery. Actually, it's also an operation that his brother got maybe about a couple of years beforehand, um, to clear up any vision problems that they had in their eyes. And of course, it prolonged the fight. It was a fight that everybody wanted, and for good reason. There was two undefeated, solid fighters in the same weight class in their primes, fighting for a world title. One to fight for a world title, and the other one to make a solid defense of his world title. And because the fight didn't happen at the time that everybody thought it should happen, a lot of people start saying Jermall was ducking, Jermall was scared. And instead of Julian Williams coming out saying, enough with all that, I guess he kind of added fuel to the fire, saying, all the things that he was going to do, calling the man a turkey, this, that, and the third. And I know as a fighter, fighters talk shit and fighters believe in themselves. So I really didn't pay too much attention to it. Because at the end of the day, I ain't the one getting in the ring. But Jermall heard it all. And of course, on the Twitter universe is nuts, man. They tell fighters all the time what they think about them, whether it's rude or nice. You know, boxing fans don't have no chill. So Jermall used it as fuel for the fire. And it really don't take much to get the Charlos to train hard, because I've said this for years that nobody trains like the Charlos. And not saying that other fighters don't train hard, but they train hard, but they have like sophisticated equipment and techniques and exercise regimens at the Plex gym, where damn near all types of professional athletes go there to get in tip-top shape. And on Twitter, the guy's name is the Arnold Factor. But Arnold is the guy that, at least from when the last times I've been there, he was a guy that was mainly the guy, strength trainer, to get you in any type of shape you're trying to be in, whether you're trying to gain weight, lose weight, make weight, get in shape, get swole, get cut, have tremendous endurance, whatever you're looking for as far as getting yourself in a tip-top shape. He's that guy. He's that dude. And that's why I always say nobody trains like the Charlos. Plus, they always in shape. Like Jermall is like one of them old school fighters. In the fact he don't let himself get out of shape at all. When he not fighting, he's still in shape. He don't never let himself get too far outside of his weight. And that's a rare trait that few fighters even today have, to keep themselves within around their weight, not too far out of weight, so they never have to beat off all that excess weight when they're in training camp. The bulk of the training camp can be focused on, just honing your craft, working on your skills, and making sure you're as strong as possible and have as much endurance as possible in the weeks leading up to the fight, without having to beat yourself up trying to make the weight. Anyway, so the fight eventually takes place, and at this point, everybody's thinking it's a 50-50 fight, that Julian Williams possesses all the tools necessary to unseat the young lion in Jermall, the hitman Charlo. And it's right. Julian Williams is a very skilled fighter. He has fast hands. He can box. He can bang. He has a good ring IQ. He can utilize the whole ring, or he can bring the fight to your chest. And he's a great counter puncher. He has tremendous hand speed and a decent punch. And it kind of, fits in with the old lineage of Philadelphia middleweights. Even though junior middleweight is not really a 60-pounder. I mean, if you're from the old school, then junior middleweight is middleweight still. So, I view it like that. But, we do have a 154-pound weight class. They do have sanctioned organizations for guys to make that weight limit to win titles and defend titles within that weight limit. So it's junior middleweight, but old school guys still say, it's still middleweight. So he's fitting in with the lineage of the Philadelphia middleweights. Julian Williams, that is. Big boxing heritage that comes out of Philadelphia, as we all know. Even though their statue don't depict the history of middleweights there. You have the fucking movie star statues out there, guys that never really even fought, but that's a whole nother fucking video. And that dude's in the fucking Hall of Fame. Ain't that some shit? Anyway, man, back to the damn case at hand. Julian Williams had a good following, and he had a lot of people thinking that this is the guy who was going to defeat Jermall Charlo. And instead of Jermall just fighting fire with fire, verbally, through the press, to the media, on Twitter and all that stuff, he just kept it all bottled in. And, I can understand where he's coming from, because he was Julian Williams at one time. He was the guy looking for his opportunity to finally have a world title fight with a champion to prove that he belongs at the top level and the fact that he is championship material. And he thought, as you should as champion, that you should be respected as champion to be respected. You know what I'm saying? And he felt disrespected all through the whole promotion and the whole fight build up. And, on a normal occurrence, these guys would be cool and cordial with each other. But, temperatures flare, at least on one end of the spectrum. And Jermall didn't want all that buddy up shit, fist bumping and we cool, you know what I'm saying? It's just business. No, I'm going to beat your ass was his mind frame. And typically, if Jermall, that's his mind frame any fucking way when it's coming to a fight. Mood start changing. He don't, when it's leading to the fight, he's just a man of few words. He ain't going to give you the best interview when a fight right around the corner, because mentally he ready, and it ain't enough talking in him that's going to motivate him any more than he is. A prize fighter, a guy who's going to end up being a star in the game, is going to have to do his interviews. And, that's just the business side of the thing. But he's a 100% fighter. That's going to be something he's going to have to work on. You know what I'm saying? He's a young guy, a young fighter, and a young champion. And that's just one area of his game he's going to have to work on. But I don't knock him for I don't knock him for that. Jermall not out there robbing banks. He not killing people. He not shanking dudes and slapping dudes and hitting dudes when the fight is over. He just ain't want to shake the dude's hand. In 1 out of 25 fights, he did that. And everybody's ready to throw the book at him. And that's just let me know boxing fans are fickle as fuck, man. Fuck them. That's what I say. But my whole thing is either you rocking with me or not. If it was me, that's the way I feel. Either you going to buy tickets to see me fight, or you going to buy tickets to see me lose. If I was a fighter, that would be my mind frame. But whoever your favorite fighter is, I'm going to beat their fucking ass. That would be my mind frame. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, to the fight. The fight finally takes place. And you could tell that Team Williams did their homework on who they were in the fight with. They know that the Charlos are famous for that infamous Charlo stiff jab. And as soon as Jermall started throwing that jab, boom, he got hit with overhand right. He got hit with overhand right a couple of times, counter overhands, because Julian Williams was trying to take that weapon away from him. But due to his inexperience, I guess he felt that he took the weapon away because he was trying to get Jermall to stop throwing it, which he stopped throwing it at first. But the inexperience of Julian Williams led him to believe that he already took the weapon away and that he wasn't going to throw the jab no more. But much to his chagrin, Jermall didn't stop throwing it. He just changed the look of it. He changed the timing of it, and he gave him a different look with the jab. And what ended up happening is Julian Williams did not see it coming and got caught with a stiff one that put him down and hurt him bad. And even though he would recover well, you got to understand that the confidence that this gave Jermall Charlo after seeing him go down with a jab, which is not the first time he put a guy down with a jab before, Jermall had to know that he can hurt him with any punch he threw because he went down with the jab. But what Julian Williams did after that was not surprising either. He got back into the fight and effectively started outboxing Jermall Charlo. And it's not like he just has the better skills. He does have very, very good hand speed, but he was just being first. He was dictating. He was being sharp and being first. And at the same time, since he was beating him to the punch, he was actually scoring. So because he had a variety, I can't never say that. He mixed up his attack, and he was being first. He was scoring points and getting himself back into the fight. But lo and behold, he would grow overconfident, staying in the pocket way longer than he needed to, because he was actually scoring points. And he led with a vicious right hand that Jermall took in his glove, but he would end up sending a counter uppercut underneath that Julian Williams just did not see coming. And shit, that basically took the life out the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because his legs turned into fucking spaghetti as he went face down first. When you knock a guy face down, you hurt him, and you hurt him bad. And like the true warrior that he is, he was in tip-top shape. He trained for the fight. You can tell. He got up, and he would try to continue, but the volley of punches that would come after that knockdown would be too much for him, and he would ultimately be stopped by the young champion. It was a great fight. I highly recommend anybody who missed it to go see it. I didn't do a video on this fight, a prediction video. As you can check my video log, I don't do a lot of prediction videos on the Charlos because I don't want to appear biased. Y'all know them, my dudes. When nobody was going to the gym to bring them boys out, to put footage out there and to interview them boys and show their training and stuff like that, it was me doing it. So I didn't want everybody to be like, oh man, you just biased because you know them and shit like that. So I never do prediction videos on Charlos. But I said, anytime I do a video and I mention them, I tell you, nobody beating the Charlos, or nobody trained like the Charlos, or young Maul is a beast. He step on dudes. Mel got the fast hands. He'll mix you up. Ain't nothing changed. It's still the same old thing with me, and it's going to be that way. I'm going to rock with my dudes until the wheels fall off, to the bone gristle. You know what I'm saying? And young Maul, he did that, man. He did that. But it's no surprise to me. I called this back in March on Twitter that Jermall Charlo would KO Julian Williams as soon as he started touching him, that the fight would be over. And effectively, that's exactly what the fuck happened. But it was not to take a shot at Julian Williams in any way. I respect him. I respect his fight game. I respect his city. But I just know what that boy Jermall does. I know what that dude does. I've seen him spar hundreds of times. When we had champions in the gym, and he's sparring with these guys, and I'm seeing how well he's doing against these guys, and I'm like, man, this dude here can fight, boy. So it's no big deal with me. I already knew what was going to happen. At least I thought I knew what was going to happen. Of course, nobody really knows what's going to happen in a fight until they get in there and do it. I've said this for years now. Y'all know my stilo. The ring sorts out the facts. You can be a better fighter, but you just got to be better on that night. And on fight night, the young champion, the young IBF champion, was the better man that night. They both had solid game plans. Like I said, Julian Williams, they did their homework. They knew the biggest weapon they had to deal with right off the bat was the jab and the straight right hand. Maul had a hard time landing the jab at first, and he had a hard time landing the straight. But they did not plan for the one they didn't see that came underneath, and that ended up being a death blow as Jermall would knock that cat out and make the biggest statement in the year 2016 as far as a 154-pound division is concerned. So all roads right now lead through Jermall Charlo. All roads lead through the Charlos as far as I'm concerned. And this is coming from a Canelo Alvarez fan. You know how I feel about Young Red. I definitely want to see Young Red and Jermall get in there. They would call Canelo out after the fight. This fight makes sense. Canelo cannot avoid this challenge. As you see, Triple G ain't taking the fucking $10 million. Shit, offer something like that to Jermall. Offer anything like that to young Maul, And that motherfucker gonna have that damn contract signed in a heartbeat. And it makes sense. Both these guys are pretty big for the division. Both these guys are talking about leaving the division. They can even fight at a catch weight. There's no type of trickery that can go on in the fight where the weight will favor either fighter. They're both big guys. So you can't drain Jermall and you can't blow him up, and you can't drain Canelo and you can't blow him up. This is the fight that needs to be made at 154 pounds, or if they fight at a catch weight in between 155 and 160, which is middleweight. If they fight at middleweight, where there's no trinkets attached, where ain't no titles at stake, this is the fight that needs to happen. Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. I mean, that's the fight that makes the most sense. Canelo already fought Lara. I mean, that's a fight that makes sense. Canelo versus Lara, but they fought already. So, Lara been trying to fight every fucking body. Nobody wants to fight Lara. Andre, he be always talking shit, but he called Lara out. Lara like, let's do it. I'll whoop your ass in the amateurs. I'll whoop your ass as a pro. But that fight didn't get made. Andre could have had Jermall Charlo when he was a mandatory. If I'm not mistaken, he was a mandatory. When Jermall was a mandatory for his title. Or I don't know. I just know that the fight was being talked about and he turned it down. So to me, as talented as Andre is, he not putting his money where his mouth is, because the fights are being offered to you and you're not taking them. You can't play like you the boss at the table when you're not the boss. The box office don't say you're the boss financially. So you got to take what you can get until you become the boss, man. This is boxing 101. You say you want these fights, and when the fights are presented, you don't take it. So it is what it is. Then you're going to crash the press conference. Well, I mean, which I expect you to do. And I respect it. A closed mouth don't get fed. You got to go and challenge those guys. But, at the end of the day, I thought Andre was respectful with it, because he didn't get all up in the guy. He didn't get all in Jermall's face. He respected him as a fighter. And like, what good does it do to jump up in your face and challenge you? You just fought. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I mean, that's idiotic to get in a fighter's face. Respect that man. He just handled his business. He gonna go back to the drawing board, correct all the mistakes, and have your teams talk about it. And then, let's see what happened. That's a good fight for him too. I love to see Andre versus Jermall Charlo. More than likely, you'll never see Jermall fight Lara, and of course, you ain't gonna see Jermall fight his brother. You ain't gonna see Jermall fight Lara, because they like brothers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, when Lara first got to Houston and came to Savannah's, which they don't train anymore, but I was in the gym the day one when he first got here, and those guys just bonded immediately, the twins and Lara, and they spar with each other and they work with each other all the time. They got the same trainer. The fight ain't finna fucking happen. If the fight happened, you literally have to pay these guys a gazillion fucking dollars to make it happen. Anything's possible, but that fight ain't gonna happen. So, any other fight at 54 outside of those three, consistent of one of those three and the other fighters, nothing is being taken off the table. Let's have it. If Jermall wants to move up to 60, he damn sure is big enough to fight at 60. You already see he not ducking nobody. He'll fight Triple G. Andre, he said he'll go up and fight Triple G. For all you guys that say he's the most avoided, it's just a bunch of bullshit. Lara Ben said he'll fight Triple G at 160. All these guys trying to fight Triple G. Where the fights at, man? Where the fucking fights at? Miss me with the bullshit, man. I ain't saying the dude can't fight. Everybody know you're a goddamn beast. But fuck talking about it. The ring sorts out the facts. You got to continue to prove that you a beast, man. Or it's just lip service. You know what I'm saying? Grow a fucking pair and fight these guys. God damn. You ain't moving up. So, you making small guys go up and weight. No more fucking welterweights, man. You made your money. Now you got to continue to prove that you are who they fucking say you are. Look at Lomachenko, man. I wasn't buying what the fuck they were selling. He proved that shit, man. I'm buying. I got my black card out, man. Lomachenko a fucking beast. The way he made fucking Walters quit. Man, I couldn't believe what the fuck I saw. But that's a whole damn different video. You won't see me doubting that young kid no more, man. That dude can fight. I already knew he could fight. I just wasn't sure I was buying what HBO was selling. But I'm buying now. That motherfucker, that is cold. But anyway, that's neither here or there. I just wanted to touch bases on the Jermall Charlo versus Julian Williams fight. Tough fight for anybody trying to go for the first world title. You're going against a young guy who just got the title not too long ago, and he wasn't trying to come off of it. And props to Julian Williams for not trying to go after a vacant title or go after a champion that he didn't respect. He went after Jermall because he felt Jermall was real. He felt Jermall was legit, and he wanted the respect of going after a legit champion. You know, but all the champions at that weight are legit. So, you know, it didn't matter who he went after, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good step up fight to fight for a world title, and he just came up short. But, oh, goddamn, he came up short. Bad, though. Ooh, man, he got slept. So, that's not the end of the career for that guy because he could fight. So, it's all good, man. Not Jermall, but Julian, get yourself together, man. Work on the mistakes and continue with the rich heritage of the middleweight history of Philadelphia. And you know, at some point you will win a world title. It just wasn't your time on Saturday night, so it is what it is, man. Keep fighting, keep in the hunt for the title. You know. As for young Maul, ain't nothing he need to say to nobody. He put that finger right over his lips, man. Shh. Y'all said this dude would destroy me, he would whoop my ass, and Jermall went in there and knocked him the fuck out. There's no bigger statement you can make in the ring than to sleep your fucking opponent. And he did that, man. Lions only in this bitch. And I've been Lions only since day one because, you know, I fuck with the Charlos. But after that, y'all need to be Lions only too, dog. Quit hating on them goddamn twins, man. God damn. Y'all hating on them. Man, so many people hating on them twins. It's fucking ridiculous. Stop hating on them twins. They don't duck folks. They go after whoever you say hot. And every time y'all say they gonna lose, they whoop them. Y'all said Jermall was gonna get his ass whooped against Gabriel Rosado. And the only one that said he was gonna win was me. Well, probably not the only one. But he went in there and beat the brakes off of Rosado. Blanked him. Won every fucking round. Easy. And y'all still hating on Jermall. So, I mean, I don't know what the fuck these guys got to do other than drop fucking dead for you motherfuckers, man. Y'all boxing fans, boy, y'all fake as hell, man. Y'all some fake motherfuckers, man. Once they beat your fighter, man, give these motherfuckers their props, man. God damn, man. But anyway, man, I'm out this motherfucker, man. Jermall, keep doing what you do. It's your boy Ashy Knuckles. I rock with the Charlos. Been rocking with the Charlos since day one. Since these dudes was welterweights with fucking dreads, man. Skinny as hell in the gym. You know, and it was a long time after that I hadn't came back to the gym. But when I came back to the gym and they were at 54, I was like, man, these boys big as hell. You know, but yeah, man. Anyway, man. Fuck with them Charlos, man. They something. They the real deal, man. They the real deal. You heard world champion say it. You heard Shane Mosley say it. You heard so many people say it. Listen to the fighters, dog. They know. We're just fans, man. I mean, I like to give myself a pat on the back for what I know about boxing inside and out as far as the actual techniques and stuff and boxing history. But I'm not a fighter, dog. It's certain things that fighters know I don't know. And when they talk, I shut the fuck up and try to soak up game. Because you'll never understand the fight game from their perspective. So, it is what it is, man. Anyway, it's your boy Ash, man. Holla at me, man. I'm out.